A career high for Keyonte. Kevin Love goes into the time machine, and the Jazz steal one in Memphis. We're talking about it next on POSTCAST. David Locke, along with Ron Boone, as the Utah Jazz defeat the Memphis Grizzlies in a high-scoring offensive affair, 130-126. Everyone fresh from the NBA Cup delay or whatever scheduling, and it showed tonight. This was a high-energy game and a lot of fun, Ron Boone.
Yeah, we looked at going into the ending the third quarter and looking at both teams being close to 100 points in the ball game. So both teams was fresh and shot the basketball very, very well. Jazz with 47 three-point shot attempts.
Love that.
Yeah.
Grizzlies have their best three-point shooting game of the season, hitting 19 of 41, and the Jazz beat them, which is pretty incredible. Jazz do it in a lot of ways, but Keyonte's the story tonight. Kevin Love will get the headlines. Isaiah Collier deserves the praise. Some really interesting moves by Will Hardy in this one. Some play calls that were really, really interesting. Some gutsy decisions by Will, but Keyonte's the story. 39 tonight, 20. First half, Keyonte went nuts, had 27 in the first half, did not score in the third, and then dropped 12 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, great shooting, very efficient, 12 for 20 from the field. 5 for 9 from the three-point line. Did not miss a field goal. 8 assists. I mean, what else do you want out of it?
No, like the one thing we've been waiting for him to do is to have his three-point shooting starting to come around. And I'll bet you his numbers right now are right on where you want him to be as a three-point shooter after you add the 5 for 9 tonight. So, I mean, there's not more you can ask for Keyonte, and everything about his game feels real and legitimate and bona fide. We're, 25, 26 games into the season now. And you look at him right now, and it feels like this is moving into a top 10 guard in the NBA.
Yeah, and you can just tell that he put the work in. And hats off to Chris, who was working with him very, very for a lot. But you can just tell he's put the work in. And more importantly, David, his confidence out there on the floor, but his floor game. I mean, did you expect that? I mean, guys can improve their shooting over the summer and have all the confidence in the world, but the floor game and the way he's controlling himself and getting assists on top of that as well.
Do you remember how many times he used to make plays where you and I would just look at each other and be like,
yeah,
what the beep did he just do?
Yeah.
Like, you can't say it on the air because you lose your job, but you're thinking to know what different. We're not any different than you guys. Like, we're watching Keyonte and he'd make a pass or do something, and we would literally look at each other like, are you beeping kidding me? There haven't been those moments at all this year.
Yep.
Like, it's not only the shooting and the scoring and 10 free throws again tonight, which has just been a total game changer, but it's also just some mental focus that is not slipping away during games from him. There's been one moment he punched the ball and that weird thing and then threw the water bottle and kind of lost his head for a second. And it's almost like he had to do that to remind himself of oh, oops, that's the old me. I can't do that anymore. And now this is marvelous. This is really, and he's 22 years old. He's only going to continue to get better because what he's learned is that he is so skilled that when he puts in the work like he did this offseason with Chris Jones, that he improves. And so now he told on himself. He now knows that, I can put in this work and do this.
This is the thing, though. It's not just us talking. I mean, even the coaches meeting, the visiting teams, they're all asking Coach Hardy and us and everybody else about Keyonte. So his name is circling around the league as being one of those players that you got to watch out for.
So I do all my number stuff. I got all my geeky stuff. I look at this stuff all the time. I don't know that the system has this. I don't think I can go back and find a player. There were a bunch of indicators that said to me that Keyonte was going to be okay. If you listen to Locked on Jazz all summer long, I told everyone Keyonte is going to be okay. I'm still bullish on Keyonte because there were little indicators. His free throw numbers were up last year a little bit. His off-the-bounce three numbers from his rookie year were good, and they were bad last year, and you kind of felt like they were going to come back around. There's a lot of little things that said to yourself, it's there. It just has to all come together. Not this.
Mm-mm.
It didn't say this. I'm not sure. We're talking about year 2 to year 3 jump it's like something that happens. This is literally jumping from the north rim to the south rim of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, can't emphasize enough that it's not just us talking about Keyonte, and we see him play every day. But coaches and other teams and broadcasters, they don't get a chance to see his improvement like we have. And so that's the reason they're asking so many questions. Where did this guy come from? This was not the guy that we watched play last season. So when we hear that, he had all the players down in Dallas and he went here and working out with, so many, he spent the whole summer working out. You think, David, again, I'm going to repeat myself, that when you work out as hard as he worked and you're working on shooting, you can see the improvement in shooting. But where did he get the floor game from? I mean, the confidence of running a basketball team. He had 8 assists again tonight.
39 points,
yeah.
8 assists, 6 rebounds. That's just,
yes.
Yeah, that's the big time stuff right there.
Yeah.
10 of 10 at the free throw line. By the way, Tyson Ewing just texted me. It's the 6th time in his career he's made 10 free throws in a game. 5th time this year.
Wow.
Done it once before.
Getting to the line. Remember, he started doing that toward the end of the season, start to get free throws, going to the line a little bit more toward the end of the last season. So he's just carried over from last year.
There are others that stood out tonight. We will get to them next as we continue here on today's edition of POSTCAST. Today's show is brought to you in part by Quo. New year, new systems, and this is the time when you look at us look at a lot of your messier parts, you're running a business and think there has to be a better way. Well, there is. And today's episode is brought to you by Quo, like status quo, Q-U-O, the smarter way to run your business communications. If you're ready to make your workday smoother and keep customers connected without the headaches, Quo makes upgrading your system easier than ever. A streamlined system makes such a big difference when communicating with customers. Having calls, texts, voicemails in one clean view keeps everything organized and helps you stay responsive. Being able to share one team number makes it much easier to make sure nothing gets missed. So make this year the year where no opportunity and no customer slips away. Try Quo for free, plus 20% off your first 6 months when you go to Quo, QUO.com/LockedOnNBA. That's QUO.com/LockedOnNBA. QUO.com/LockedOnNBA. No missed customers. No missed calls. Today's show is also brought to you by ZocDoc. It's 2025. Okay, it's really almost 2026. And those days of waiting for someone to become a full-blown emergency or something to become a full-blown emergency before you see a doctor, they're over. No more walking it off for 6 months. No more pretending their weird shoulder stiffness just sleeping wrong. It's time to get your health looked at seriously, and ZocDoc makes this easier than ever because staying healthy is more than hitting the gym or eating right. It's about actually getting things checked out when something feels off. Using ZocDoc makes scheduling easier. Search for in-network doctors and book right in the app. Real appointment times are listed, including same-day visits. No more back-and-forth phone calls. So go to ZocDoc and make it simple to keep your health a priority, even with a busy schedule. Schedule your appointments quickly, and you don't have to wait for weeks. So stop putting off the doctor's appointments and get the care you need. Go to ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA to find instantly booked, top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA. 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 You're going to want to start with Kevin Love. I'm going to want to start with Isaiah Collier.
Well, I'm going to start with Kevin Love as well. And
I want to start with Isaiah Collier.
Well, Collier, I agree because I don't think Kevin Love gets those threes without Isaiah Collier.
Exactly.
So those two guys, I think, went together there, especially there in that second half.
Isaiah Collier assisted on 4 of Kevin Love's threes tonight.
Yeah. And that's 16 of his points came in the second half there. I'm talking about Kevin Love.
All right. We'll start with Collier because I get to do that. All 4 of his threes, by the way, all 4 of Kevin Love's threes came on Isaiah Collier's assists. Isaiah Collier had been playing the game horizontally. He was coming in the game. He was going horizontal, no penetration. Nothing was happening. He had a really poor first stint today. For all the Will Hardy viral screaming at the players and that went this week and all the other stuff, I really did not think Isaiah Collier was playing the second half again tonight. And Will Hardy made a long-term decision tonight. Like, I'm going to show I support you. I'm going to give you a chance. Go into the old Jerry Sloan playbook where Jerry Sloan once said to me, I'm way better off benching a player a week late than a week early.
Mm-hmm.
And gave Isaiah Collier another, because the theory on that is every player will think that the next time out was the time they're going to turn the corner. If it's a week late, the player will be like, okay, please take me out because I'm making a fool of myself. And he literally, Isaiah Collier was a completely different player, was absolutely the player he has to be. Had Cam Spencer on an island, was beating him consistently, getting in the paint, making plays, kicking out the three-point shooters. Spacing was great with Filipowski and Love on the floor because he had an open floor. And Isaiah Collier was a force tonight. That is the Isaiah Collier. Like we go to Mark Dagnall the other night, put him in a small, give him small things and make him efficient, right? Like impactful. That was Isaiah Collier. That's how Isaiah Collier gets things done.
Without a doubt. And again, we talk so much about the speed he was using to make things happen like that. That's his biggest asset, David, his speed. I mean, he's not a great shooter, not a good finisher at the rim, but his speed and his ability to break the defense down. And then when you're getting the basketball to the right people can, make some shots. You just mentioned Kevin Love had four of his 3-point shots came from Isaiah Collier, but his speed is what's going to keep him on the floor. I mean, defense, he's strong, and I don't think he gets beat that often on one-on-one defense, but his speed is what's going to keep him on the floor because he can get guys good shots.
All right, let's talk Kevin Love. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Originally drafted by the Grizzlies. Doesn't have any revenge factor, he told us, for all the things he's done here, but in that third quarter, he hit 3 threes. He flipped the game in that third quarter, gave the Jazz the lead. I don't think he hit any, maybe hit one in the fourth quarter. But really a fabulous outing for Kevin Love, who has been just both on the floor and off the floor, a great piece for the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, 15 shots, David. 10 of them come from the 3-point line. He 20 minutes. That's the most minutes he's played all season long in one span. And he gets 8 rebounds there as well. So this is an excellent basketball game from him. And again, that's that third scorer that the Jazz need to have night in and night out.
No points for Lauri Markkanen in the fourth, and the Jazz still win, which is pretty cool. I want to give Will Hardy credit for 2 things tonight that jumped out to me, Ron. One, the back-to-back plays for Ace Bailey. He had not had a good night, and the Jazz ran Ace Bailey off 2 pin downs for free throw line jumpers. They clearly knew something. I'd be interested to go back and see who Ace was being guarded by. But they went to that play twice. I thought that was impressive. And then the way he managed foul trouble tonight, Keyonte got 2 in the first 2 minutes of the game. He left him in for the whole quarter and half, and he ended up with 27 in the first half. He got his 5th foul with the 7-10 mark, and he left him in the ball game. If he doesn't do that, we don't win these games.
Yeah, perfect, nicely done. So Will
can get a start tonight.
Start tonight as well.
All right, Ron Boone, anything else you want to add to this one?
I don't think so, but I think we better get on the bus.
I think we're all right, but I also want to say you will look at the box score and see that Kyle Filipowski went 1 for 5 tonight. They tried to expose Kyle Filipowski defensively tonight, and they didn't do it. And it's now about 3 or 4 times in a row that teams have tried to exploit Kyle defensively, and he's holding his own better than he used to. It's a big step for him.
Well, again, he if he's going to improve his game defensively, is where he needs to start. And if guys are going to come at me every time there's a ball game, I'm going to work my butt off to try to get better. Position defense is everything. He's tall enough. Just staying in front of guys and is something he needs to work on.
Bus is in 20 minutes. So we got
20 minutes. Okay.
That is the postcast tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Your stars are?
Markkanen, Nurkic, and Keyonte. I got Kevin Love and Isaiah Collier.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much for tuning in. Jazz get the win in Memphis Monday against Dallas is our next stop. Please join us. Thank you very much for being a part of the broadcast. Remember, if you're watching
That's
on
a home
Jazz
game.
That is.
Yeah.
Remember, if you're watching on Jazz Plus, you can flip the stream and join us all night long. Have you join us all night long. See you.